Happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to have a look at Cardano ADA, the biggest news. I mean, it's just climbed a whopping 10% in 24 hours. And whales, have they been dumping? That is the question. We're going to dig into all of that. If you enjoy this sort of content, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's waste no time. Let's go. So we're going to start here on coin market cap. The total market cap of crypto globally is up 0.95% at the time of recording. We're sat at $3.45 trillion. So a bit of a relief bounce, perhaps, or could this be the start of something much more meaningful? Let me know your predictions in the comments down below. Bitcoin 102,304.84, up 0.35% in the past 24 hours. But it has been relief in the altcoin market, right? We see, Ethereum up 2.78%, XRP up 4.10%, BNB up 2.44%, Doge up 7.90%, Cardano ADA up 6.34% at the time of recording, but we did actually climb 10% at one point during the day. So at the time of this article being written, Cardano climbs 10% as investors gain confidence. I love these headlines, right? Because they strike fear in everybody when the market's pulling back, and then the market goes up, and all of a sudden, confidence is restored. Let me know your thoughts on that. Like, I do say to read these things and take what's said with a pinch of salt, right? But look, the confidence comes from the price action. Now, if we look at the price action here, we can see Cardano ADA 58 cent 15. And if we just go back to the week, we're still down 5.15% for the week. But you can see this here, this big move from 52 cent up to the 58 cent 15. So, quite sizable increases when you kind of think about the performance overall. If we look at the year, though, Cardano is now up 34.82% for the year. And if we have a look at Bitcoin for the year, it's up 34.12. So 34.12 and 34.82. Cardano is ever so slightly still outperforming Bitcoin over the last 12 months. And this is something that, I've been highlighting because a lot of people are saying, it's all about Bitcoin this cycle. I don't think so somehow. Like, I just want to be, quite clear on my thoughts and expectations. I just don't see that really being the case. So obviously that gap has, closed, as Cardano ADA has taken a bit of a hit, but there are still people talking about a $2 Cardano ADA. So these are like price predictions, I guess, from like ChatGPT or something. Take what is written in these with a pinch of salt. Do your own research. Never invest more than you're willing to lose, because you do risk losing all of your money if you invest in cryptocurrency. Go speak to a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. I'm not a financial advisor. Take what I say with a pinch of salt. Do your own research, and just treat this as educational purposes only. Cardano price prediction 2025. So this is the short-term outlook. Apparently, by the end of 2025, we would be looking at somewhere between $1.20 and $1.80. Again, all pretty reasonable. Between 2026 and 2028, you've got all the governance and everything all in sort of full swing. And they're actually saying that Cardano ADA will only hit $2 by 2030. So again, like, they talk about all the risk factors and everything to do with Cardano in this article. I'm going to drop this article in our free educational Discord, link in the description of the video. But I think it's inevitable in 2026 that we see a new all-time high for Cardano ADA. So over $3 for me in 2025. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just having an educated/uneducated guess, right? Just like everybody else in the market. So those are my views and opinions based on what I kind of feel from the fundamental upgrades for the project, right? With Midnight, with the spot ETF play, the scaling solution, the accessibility for Bitcoin's liquidity, stable coin, improvements again are going to help with DeFi. So I'm excited about Cardano. I think a new all-time high in 2026. Let me know if you agree or disagree. We got Cardano price prediction here. ADA shows strong fundamentals, which is what I was just mentioning. As network accelerates, is $5 possible this cycle? And again, $5 I think is very, very possible, right? I think that it's one of those like targets that is achievable. If we've achieved over $3 in the past historically with a technology or a blockchain that just wasn't as superior as it is today compared to where it was previously when it reached that all-time high, with regulations in a better place, um, people's thoughts on blockchain in a better place, potential adoption from institutions. I think that this changes the dynamic massively. So I do think $5 is achievable. It's not guaranteed by any stretch of the imagination, but by end of 2026, somewhere between $3 and $5, late 2026, is probably quite possible, right? Not guaranteed, but I do think that it is plausible to expect that is possible, right? Don't forget you can support the Cheeky Crypto channel by staking your Cardano ADA to the Cheeky Crypto stake pool, Cheek, CHEEK. We have 1,477 wonderful community members that are delegating their Cardano ADA to our stake pool. We have 7.25 million ADA staked with us at the moment. And it does support us as well as you actually getting some staking rewards each epoch. Obviously, check out the history of the pool. The link is in the description of the video, and you can see all the historic returns and that sort of stuff. Obviously, the bigger the pool, the better the performance will be. So, it is up and down, but that sometimes is a good thing. Overall, all stake pools should be returning a very similar amount each 12 months. But go do your research before you actually stake any of your ADA. We got Cardano whales sell 4 million ADA, yet these signs hint at a $1 target. Again, all the things that I've talked about, right? You can look at the accumulation volume. You can look at the amount of open interest and how that surges. You can look at the fundamentals and the technicals. They all are lining up for a really positive move to the upside. Doesn't mean that it's guaranteed, but it does mean that at least historically, when we've seen all these things line up, the positivity has normally followed. So 4 million ADA dumped in a week. This is what we were talking about a moment ago. But again, still think that we're going to climb. I do still believe that 80 cent is closer than 40 cent. Not necessarily by the numbers, but actually by what I expect to happen next. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on that. Do you think we're going to see 80 cent first or 40 cent first when it comes to Cardano ADA? Cardano's Hoskinson salutes Bitcoin's legacy and resilience as ADA awaits the next big move. So again, just talking about Charles and his reacting to a striking moment where the US Treasury Secretary marked the 17th anniversary of Bitcoin's white paper. Quite a big deal, but ultimately legacy only gets you so far. For me, it's all about utility, and I think Cardano actually brings that to the table. So it's going to be really interesting to see how things develop over the next 3 to 6 months, but I'm super excited. I certainly haven't been selling. I've actually been purchasing the dips. That's been something that I've seen as a really big opportunity. Join us in the free educational Discord. Have more meaningful conversations with us there. Let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, and I will catch you in the next video.